Hey everyone, Paul here from freeyounow.com, and this is Driving with Paul, episode number 14. In this episode, I want to give you guys another quick tip for how to be more successful with your online business. So one of the things that a lot of people go through in their business, especially online, but really any kind of business, is you'll come to a place where you're going to need certain resources to be able to move ahead with something, right? So whatever those resources may be, maybe you need some training in order to know how to do something, or maybe you need to manifest some money in order to be able to do some paid advertising, or whatever resources may be required for you to be successful in your business. And what most people do is they look at somebody else who is succeeding or achieving results in whatever business they're in, and they look at the resources that that person has, and they think about their own life, and they look at their own business, and they think to themselves, oh, well, I don't have, this person is succeeding, but I don't have access to the same resources that they have access to, right? Like somebody might be succeeding online, but maybe they have an email list of 10,000 people or 50,000 people or 100,000 people. Or maybe they have, $10,000 a month that they can spend on advertising, and you might not have that. Or maybe they have made some connections in the industry where they're getting mentored by some of the top people in the world, and those people are helping them to achieve results. So when we do that, when we look at somebody who's achieving results and we see that they have access to resources that we don't have, what ends up happening is it can essentially paralyze us into thinking, well, I can't do anything until I have those resources as well. But in reality, what's happening there is your mind is basically just creating excuses, because there are other resources that you do have access to that you're most likely not utilizing to their full potential, and because you're constantly focusing on what it is that you don't have yet, right? So what you need to do is you need to stop doing that. You need to start looking at whatever resources you have right now are enough to get you to the next step. And don't worry about what's going to happen at the next step until you get there. See, a lot of people try to map out their entire journey, and they try to figure out, like, well, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need this. I'm not even going to get started until I have all of this set up. And that's a mistake. You're never going to succeed in life if that's what you do. You have to have that faith to take the first step and go as far as you can see, and then you'll see further, right? So look at your current business and just think about, what resources are you missing? What is it that you're seeing other people have access to that you don't have access to? What resources do they have that you don't have? And you can get a pen and paper and write them down. There's no problem with that, right? These are all things that you're going to want to manifest in the near future to help your business grow. But once you get clear on what resources you don't have, what you want to do is you want to flip that page over and write down all the resources you do have that you're not fully utilizing yet, right? Just think about that for a few moments. Just ask yourself, what resources do I have access to that I'm not fully utilizing yet? Because what a lot of people will do is they'll be missing a resource. They'll think, okay, well, if I could just get access to this training, then I'll be able to succeed, because this person over here, they got this training and now they're succeeding. And then as soon as you get access to that training, you go through like 5% of it, right? Or 10% of it, you haven't even finished it, and you're looking at someone else succeeding, and there's another resource that they have access to that you don't have access to. And now, instead of going through and implementing the resource that you already have access to, you're constantly looking at what you're missing, what you don't have yet. And that's a big mistake that a lot of people make. So just ask yourself, what resources do I have right now in my business that can help me take the next step towards success that I'm not fully utilizing yet? Make a list of all the resources you haven't implemented yet. And then what you want to do is you want to start going through and implementing those resources. Start going through that process. And your mind might play a trick on you. Your mind might start telling you, well, there's no point even starting until I get access to all the resources I need. And that's a mistake. You'll never have all the resources that you need. It doesn't matter. Even if you look at a guy like the guy behind Tesla, right? And right now he just released a few days ago. I saw an article where he released the announcement for the new Tesla battery, home battery, that allows you to essentially store energy in this big, huge battery at your home to power your house during a power outage or to take you off the grid or whatever, right? And I mean, Tesla, we're talking about, a billionaire here, right? Do you think he has all the resources he needs in order to make that dream a reality? Not a chance. Not a chance. The factory to make these batteries at a fast enough speed to produce the amount of batteries that they're going to have the demand for is not even open yet. They haven't even built it yet. They're still working on putting together these factories. And he's talking about how many, all these different factories they're going to have to build just to produce these batteries. The concept is done, right? I think they've produced the initial set of batteries, and now they're taking orders and they're going to be filling them, I think he said, within 3 to 4 months at the current factory that they're producing them at. But they have to build a new factory and finish off building this, new factory just to produce these batteries, right? But he's not waiting to release the battery. He's not waiting to take orders. He's not waiting to get the first shipments out until everything is in place. He's going as far as he can see, and then he'll see further, right? That's what you have to do. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Some people think that, oh, well, I'm just starting out, that's why I don't have access to all the resources. You're never going to have access to all the resources you need. Even if he builds all these factories, he's going to come up with new ideas for his business, for to take the Tesla company to the next level, and he's still going to be short resources. If he has $10 billion, he's going to come up with projects that require $50 billion. And if he comes up with $50 billion, he's going to, and he has that in the accounts to go spend it, he's going to come up with projects that are going to take $1 trillion to produce. Your mind is always going to be producing ideas and giving you concepts, and it's going to want to stretch you into a direction that goes past your current resources. But what you have to do is you have to utilize the resources that you have access to right now, today, to get you to the next step. That's all you need to do. You're only concerned about the next step. Don't worry about the next 50 steps. Don't worry about the next 100 steps. Just worry about the next step. Take the next step, and then new things will flow into your life. New resources will flow into your life. New cognitions. You're going to have new cognitions. You're going to learn new stuff, and it's going to help you to manifest the resources that you need to take the step after that, and 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 the step after that. All right. So that's pretty much it. That's the tip I wanted to give you guys, because that's, I've caught myself doing this so many times where I would have certain resources, but I would look at someone else achieving success, and I'd think to myself, oh, well, I don't have that resource yet. That's why I can't really do anything right now until I get that resource. And that's a lie, right? Like, that's your mind lying to you. Take the next step with whatever resources you have right now, utilize that, and new resources will show up in your life when you need them. All right? So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to cover in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.